In the Potter House, you want to talk about this Potter House shit?
I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Okay, all right. So I came up with this idea, right? Me, Queen's Flip, Joe Budden, and who was the fourth? Who's the fourth?
You don't even remember the version of Royce.
Smoke Dizzer. We were supposed to work together and create this thing called the house.
And Maul, mind you, and I have no beef with anybody. Shout out to everybody that was involved in Potter House. I have no issue. It was 4 people not taking accountability. It was 4 people sitting there to identify with each other. Space Ghost was in the corner somewhere like, yo, can somebody say something?
No, it wasn't.
I want to make this clear. This is jokes, this is whatever.
Right.
But Potter House was, because I supported Math and this podcast for years. I deleted my Twitter because of TMZ, but you can find old tweets before we even met. I was always supporting your podcast. You had one of my favorite podcasts to the point that I had told you I used to fall asleep to that shit and wake up to trap, rap, like that shit used to wake me out my goddamn sleep.
Gunshot, yeah.
So when you told me, yo, you don't f with me, I'm like, that's your guilty conscience, because you knew that Potter House shit was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It wasn't that it was stupid. Obviously, it was a good idea. I just got cut out of it. Obviously.
How you got cut out?
Because of the theme of Potter House.
Somebody is on somebody's show right now.
Okay.
We did 3 episodes. One was on my platform.
Okay.
The second one was on Queen's Flip platform.
Okay.
And the third one was on Joe's.
Yeah.
Joe's episode never came out, never saw the light of day, for whatever homophobic reasons you put out there.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, Queen's Flip was on Joe's show, and it was like,
oh,
yeah.
We share something in common.
Because I didn't want to make it Joe take it all, but I would have felt uncomfortable sitting in this chair finally, because I wanted to do your podcast 5 years ago.
Right.
But I could not sit here and feel comfortable and not bring up Potter House and how insane that shit was.
I am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And well, we got something interesting. I'm gonna need y'all to lock in, because I was just gonna watch about 8 minutes of this, but this is pretty interesting. Now, while I haven't seen the whole episode of Rory Mall on Math of his new podcast, I guess he found a new barbershop to do his podcast out of. I don't know how the business is here with this one, but I hope it's straight and cool, and he can continue to do his due diligence and do the Lord's work, because, you know, you got the other 2 that he used to work with. I forget their names, Esso and whoever. They're doing their own thing right now in Bag Fuel, but there's some interesting things that get talked about clearly in this episode, because you can't have Rory and Maul on your podcast and not bring up Joe Budden. Come on now, that's what gets the people going, number one. That's what gets the numbers up. I'm not about to pay Rory and Maul to sit in some barbershop chairs and we not talk about Joe Budden. Now, regardless of it, I'll always take the content. I'll always take it. But either way, I'm enjoying this conversation because there's a lot of shots that's being thrown, number one. I do remember when that whole Potter House thing happened, and it was kind of odd, you know. One, knowing Joe Budden, he calls everybody else that does content lazy or uses his content to do content lazy, not thinking of fair use or what anybody has to go through to actually do that content, but he calls them lazy, right? Joe Budden's a lazy ass motherfucker. This nigga don't, if he's gonna do anything, it's gonna be for him. Once he realized things are getting split 3 ways, this, that, and the third's happening with the content, yeah, he's out. He's out. And regardless of it, accountability is an interesting word. That might be a double entendre. And I think Rory knows. I think that's the only reason he's saying it. Because there was a problem with accounting, and there was a problem with Joe Budden taking accountability. Shout out to wordplay, man. Either way, let's keep watching this. Like I said, we got a 25-minute clip. I have nothing else to talk about, to be honest. I'm not even going to lie to you. Nothing else. Nothing else to talk about. I might have something else to talk about. I might just force it, since there's really nothing to talk about. And more. Let's watch this.
Shout out to Flip. Shout out to everybody. That's fine.
Right.
But how did that end?
All right. So we get into it.
When y'all were trying to make me and Maul look like we was crazy.
No. I was not
happened?
doing that. I was
What
not
happened?
doing that. There are no clips of me making Maul and Rory look crazy. I did say you guys were the blueprint for other people to do bullshit.
That sounds cool in retrospect.
And then the reason why I'm saying it, let me explain it.
Because it made it seem like him and I were on some bullshit and we were not.
But that's not what I meant. I meant a pod could split apart. The main character, like, you know, not to say you guys weren't main characters, but, you know, new Joe Budden, new Rory and Mal. You know what I mean? Like, there was
My
a separation
ego's not that
there.
crazy. That's totally fine.
I'm just saying.
I don't take offense to it. It's fine.
There was a separation there. And you guys could still have success.
Yeah.
I think the people around me who were very antsy and looking for, I don't know, a way that they could do it by themselves, decided we're going to leave and we're going to have the same complaints that they did when those complaints did not exist for them.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and respect to those two gentlemen, because I will say on camera, I with
No respect.
Well, at the end of the day, if we're being completely honest, this is speculation, and this isn't confirmed or a fact. But regardless of it, as far as from what Rory and Maul tells us, Joe Budden was doing some shiesty ass with the accounting and the accountability. He didn't want to take accountability for the accounting. He was doing some shiesty ass. Regardless of now, I don't know what Math Hoffa and Esso and I don't know. Don't really care, to be honest. You know, while we cared about what happened with Joe Budden and Rory and Maul because they were all big people in the space at that moment, the top hip hop podcast at that time. You know, while Bag Fuel or whatever they were doing, Math Hoffa and his, that was cool and everything. It wasn't, you know, nobody really watched that podcast for those two or even Math Hoffa. It was more so for the fact of who they had on as a guest in the barbershop that they were talking to. But see, I'm not going to, you know, degrade or say anything bad about it. But that's how most of these guys like kind of got into the content business. And that's what you're seeing now as far as podcasting and interviewing and all that goes. That's why this channel is still where it's at. Because one, I'm not paying nobody to do no interview. That's number one. And number two, nobody wants to come and do an interview for free. So here we are. But that's what happens. Like you go get the poppin' person that's clouding up the internet. You sit them down, you talk to them, and you get clout, and boom, boom. It's just, if anything, Vlad TV is that blueprint. And Joe really just made it off his hot takes and opinion. So did Rory and Maul as well. They didn't really need to have guests on their podcast when it was them. They didn't need that. It was them three. That was enough. And so, you know, regardless of it, that's what Esso and them are doing on Bag Fuel now, at least. Like, that's not a podcast that they pod themselves and people watch it to see them. No, they watch it to see whoever the guest is. Like, I'm sure they do that, but nobody cares, if you catch my drift. But that's just me speaking from the perspective of a nigga that's the fly on the wall. I have 8,000 subscribers. I'm good.
Well, I'm saying me standing here as I respect it. But see, I don't.
You know,
I with Esso and Heineken, I really with those two gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
I don't know if I think you're viewing it that way. Maybe they had other issues. Maybe it wasn't the blueprint that what you think in that regard.
This is
and again, I'm saying this over.
I can tell you what it was. It was one big-headed nigga who had a problem with being part of the program because we had a falling out and everybody had to piece it back together. When it came back together, he came back with a plan and he started with the pieces. Like, okay, let me give you an example. Everyone signed contracts. They knew what they were getting paid. At the time, that makes sense. The contract lasted a year. Now, within that year, we got some big interviews. We hit some big months. But you're still on contract for what you signed up for, right? I saw that, like, maybe what I was paying was not, you know, enough for certain people,
We all
which
been
was, you know, I only required these guys there like 3 hours to 6 hours a week. What you did with your time outside of that was on you. Outside of that, I'm online trying to figure out how to manipulate YouTube, how to up the monetization, how to get ads and how to get sponsors and shit like that. That's how I'm spending the rest of my time. How everybody else is spending the rest of their time, I don't know, because it had nothing to do with the show.
Right.
Yes.
Right? So I noticed Heineken's he's not looking all that clean when he comes in the shop. So I say, yo, bro, come holler at me tomorrow. I offer him a separate job of posting the videos. And I also take him to a couple clothing brands that I know, get him some stuff. So, you know, you gotta look right when you're on the show. You got celebrities coming through, they drip down, and you're sitting there and your sneakers is like leaning like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like your shit is on, you know, something wrong, right? And then his partner gets in his ear and says, he's trying to split us up. The f is that? You dig what I'm saying? But that's the type of that was going on. So when I say like these people split off and all of a sudden they started telling stories about the money and I wasn't sharing this and sharing that.
That is kind of funny. And this is no diss to SO and them at Bag Fuel. This is no diss to them whatsoever. But that is kind of funny how you get, like, you come up off of doing interviews that are bringing in the views. Like, you're not bringing your personality, what you do, and who you are. That's not bringing in the views, like, at all. that's not doing it one bit. No, it's more so necessarily you sitting with other niggas that people want to hear talk that are bringing in the views. The Hassan Campbells, the Charleston Whites, the this, the that, and the third. That's what's bringing in the views. And you're just there eating off the fact that they're sitting there and you're in the whole vicinity area and spot of what. Now, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how much Math Hoffa was playing for those interviews. I don't know what he was doing. But at the end of the day, I know whatever he was doing, it cost. And I don't know what SO and them were doing. So that's what I'm saying. Their situation is 10 times different than what Rory and Mal went through with Joe Budden. That situation has to deal with accounting and accountability. This situation has to deal with niggas getting ego eating off of what another nigga was doing. So I'm really with Math Hoffa on it. Because that's what I'm saying. Watching a Bag Fuel podcast and episode is like, bro, these niggas aren't charismatic. They're not really that funny. I really don't care what they think. Like, they don't give critiques. They just do interviews. Like, I don't give a There's no substance to anything that they do. It's just more so we're here for the sponsorship and bag. Because we sat with my father interviewing and getting clout off of that. And it's just like, you know, that's cool, but that's not going to last. Rory and Mal are at Netflix right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I think they're ready to get out of that deal. I don't think they wanted any parts of that deal to begin with. And I think they're mad with Charlemagne that they even put themselves in that 360 with them, thinking he was building the black of. Look, I think it's a lot going on. It's a lot of science that need to be did, and nobody's doing it. It's a thought process that needs to go down through. I might be on Danny's little thing tomorrow. Be like, Danny, I gotta talk to you. I got some thoughts because this is crazy. Because the way I think about it now, I'm like, I need to ping pong this off with somebody. So I'm like, this makes no sense. I know for a fact Rory and Mal did not want to go to Netflix because the way their YouTube is looking now is nasty work. One, that's nasty work, and two, Netflix doesn't even like really allow for clips to be redistributed and played on other platforms. So they're spread, like it's not spreading. You literally have to go to Netflix to watch the Rory and Mal podcast. You could get the audio from the actual podcast that came out, but you're not going to get a clip. You're not going to get anything like that because, and see, that be the thing with what Joe Budden be saying about niggas being thieves and lazy, because you benefit off of niggas clipping your off of niggas reacting to your off of niggas talking about your you benefit off that. That's free promotion. And you know it, but yet you want to be upset and mad about it. The irony in it all. You're getting free promo and you're mad? Rory and Mal misses that free promo. That was free promo. And trust, look, I got Netflix, but see, that's the thing. Take it from somebody who has Netflix. I am not going on Netflix to watch The Breakfast Club and Rory and Mal. I'm just not doing it. I'll go on Netflix to watch a movie or something. but as far as my like how that regiment goes, no, it's YouTube only. You want to fall in my algorithm, you stay on YouTube. And I think that is for the most part for a lot of people in this space. All right, I'm doing a lot of ranting. Let's clip
that. It just
fall into fair use.
But it wasn't their actual situation. You get what I'm saying?
Got it. I understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I get what you're saying now. Have you
And
ever
again,
thought
we're-
about having that conversation though?
Having what conversation?
Just because as men, just getting it like, yo, listen, I don't want y'all running around thinking that.
Yo, what the is going on with the back of Mal? Like, I need to highlight this real quick because I've been noticing, I've been seeing it. Is it the light? Is my nigga skin deteriorating? What's going on back here? I see some gray hairs. I know this nigga old. Is the Beijing up his earlobes? What the nigga? You not cleaning the back of your ears when you shower? Mal, you're the most health conscious, neat nigga I've heard on the podcast. What the is going on back there? My nigga got vertilago, whatever they call that shit in his back of his head. What the fuck is going on?
I tried to do something dirty to y'all.
Oh, we had when I showed up on Angela Yee.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
I asked them. I was like, "What's this money thing y'all keep talking about?"
Okay.
And if you go look at that footage, their answer is, "It was never about the money. I thought we were friends."
Okay.
And then when they leave, more issues about money just keep surfacing.
Okay.
I'm like, why are these niggas playing this game?
Okay.
And it kind of created anybody that I fired or had an issue with or did some fuck shit and knew that the rope was thin for them, that became their go-to. Oh, he was in pain. He was this. He was that.
Yeah, see, from what I'm gauging from this, Math Hoffa is not a Joe Budden in his situation. Like, he's not what Joe was. Joe, like I said, Joe Budden's problem was accounting and accountability. His problem is dealing with some niggas that got egos off of doing their podcast and thought, oh, we could do this without him. And the thing was, Math Hoffa was the one paying the bills. He was the one getting the interviews.
All right.
Name another place where y'all could go and get anything. How
Right.
was I not paying?
Right.
Shit's ridiculous.
Now that you say that, I do look at it like our situation. When you paint it like that, I can understand how our situation, because I think at the time it was such a big thing in the culture of podcasting that happened, and I could see how now you say what you say, because people would look at that like, oh, okay, like they left, they did their thing, but our thing was it was just different. I think with Rory and myself. Because, obviously we were the first ones to kind of show people in our culture, in our community, that you can make a lot of money doing this, right? And I always say, it's cool because when you starting out, it's fun. We don't know what we're doing. Your fan, pick up the camera. You know what I mean? Pick up the mic. You get the levels,
Right.
And everybody's figuring it out. Then you get to watch each other get better at what they're doing. Like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then one day you go outside and it's like, oh shit, we got an audience. And then you get a phone call and an email from a corporation with a big check, and then that's when
It kind of like
it changes.
Well, how does it change?
Because I mean, and
I
again,
didn't get
speaking from our situation, you looking at figures and numbers that we didn't even think about at one point. It was just like we were just having fun, talking our shit. It was therapy for us, get our shit off. You know what I'm saying? Let's just have fun, conversations like we in the shop. That we would have. We just recording it now. And, when a corporation starts to see that you've developed an audience, they start thinking, okay, how can we get into this and manipulate this and kind of infiltrate the culture a little bit and become a part of what they're building. But then they offer a number, you like, oh, hell yeah. But it gets different because now, you start thinking about, okay, if we could get that, there got to be something else coming behind that too. So now everybody starts.
Why the second thought?
I think that's human nature.
Why
I think it's
the
human
second
nature, though.
thought?
I think it's human nature.
Well, why the
Now,
second
I will
thought,
say this,
bro?
though. For us,
Yeah.
for Rory and myself, again, I'm not speaking for nobody else. It was always, because there's so much that me and Rory kind of just like ignored and was like, man, we don't care. But people don't know that. It's easy to say, oh, they salty. You know, they mad. If you think I'm salty or mad, bro, cool. And anybody that knows me, they be like, nigga, are you even human? Because you emotionless. You don't give a about nothing. So I'm definitely not gonna care if, you know, we getting money and I feel like, damn, we getting done. I'm like, bro, I don't really care.
Right.
We talking shit for a living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Life is good. I don't give a about that. But when other things start happening, other things start being said, and character starts being attacked, that's when I'm speaking up because I'm like, whoa. Don't pay me like that because I'm not that guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think for me and Rory, it was always about, let's just have fun. Let's just continue doing what we're doing. But we didn't realize exactly how much or how many people were actually paying attention to us and seeing the business that we started doing and things like that. Like we were so entrenched in just doing what we were doing.
Right.
So when you say that, I'm like, okay, I get it. Now when you say, oh, we split and we left and we did that, and so other people could start looking at that like, we're gonna do the same thing.
Right.
But I'm like, that was never the intent though. Like we didn't want that to happen.
Did an imaginary number corrupt you guys?
Did an imaginary number corrupt?
Yeah.
Speaking for me, no.
Not at all.
Because
Like even what you saying with so Heineken, like it really was never about money with us at all, and I can't believe we still talking about this 5 years later. I guess it's my fault for even bringing
I'm
Potter House.
Hey.
But I had
Because I didn't know nothing about that.
I had it about it because I would have felt weird not speaking about that. Nah, it was never money whatsoever. It is as corny as it sounds. It was principle, which I said in plenty of text message conversations in person. I don't care if it's 1 cent or $10 million. I need to know what's going on with the deal that we already put in place.
It was principle. No, Rory is 10 times correct. He's 100% correct. It was all principle. And you want to know why it was all principle? Because Joe Budden is sitting over there right now off of a podcast that he built the backs off of Rory and Ma, making $20 million a month. And it's all going to him. Him and Ian. It's not mentioning him. But it's all going to them two. Or just him for now. It's all going to them. It's where it's all going. All the money's going to them. It's not going nowhere else. Now they divvy it up, do what they need to do, contract-wise, business-wise, whatever. But most of that money is landing in their pockets. The problem with Rory and Ma, see, and that's the difference with Parks. Parks was okay with being the one receiving whatever percentage he was receiving. And whether that be 1% or 10% or 15%, who knows? Whatever it be, he was okay with it. He's like, look, it is what it is for me. I'm an engineer. I do what I need to do. But with Rory and Ma, what it came down to is we built this together, in a sense, while your name is on it and attached to it. And I remember. See, I've been watching this podcast for a really long time. I've stopped now because Joe Zempic. I've stopped. But I remember this podcast went from, we'll name this podcast later, the Joe Budden podcast. And I specifically remember when that change happened, Rory and Ma had a problem with it. Because it's like, well, why are you monitoring this like it's just yours? Oh, I'll just do the Joe Budden pod with Rory and Ma. Why can't you just come up with a title and name for it like you do with Everyday Struggle or State of the Culture? That was the argument. And these niggas had a point. But Joe's so self-centered, selfish, egotistical, greedy, dickhead. He's so much of that. He couldn't fathom giving shine or light or making it seem like it was a team effort when he felt like it was being built off of him. It was all about his feelings. It was all about what he felt. He felt like that podcast was being built off of him, his takes, what he's saying. The people watch this because of me. And while he was the draw, Rory and Ma definitely boosted it up to the point where it became what it did become. It was a team effort no matter what he says. And so with it being that, like I said, with Math Hoffa's situation, it wasn't a team effort. With this, it was definitely a team effort. With it being that, they have every Right. To be like, okay, this is a team effort. And so when we start seeing the numbers that we start seeing, we start ballooning how we start ballooning, and you just want to make us workers while you the boss, we got a problem with that. This is a co-thing. This is a co-ownership thing. This isn't just a you the boss and we the employees thing. Mom's like, I known you for 20 years. Why the 15, 20, however long it's been, why the would I let you be my boss? I know you, nigga. I lived with you. I completely get it. Bruh, if I live with a nigga, there's no way I'm letting him think he's the boss of me. Nigga, I lived with you. I lived with you when you had nothing. I lived when you were semi whatever you were. When you were taking checks from VH1 and Mona from Love and Hip Hop. I was there. What the f you mean? You my boss. No, this needs to be divvied up how it's supposed to. These needs to be percentaged up how it should be. But unfortunately, when you're dealing with a man like Joe Zempic, who has the ego that he has, well, that greed, that ego, that pride, that narcissism, that whatever you want to call it, it takes control. It takes over. And he becomes the man that he is today. A greedy ass motherfucker who wants to call small content creators thieves while letting other people, like he wants to pick and choose. Like, this is politics. Yeah.
Shout out to Matt. Always violating the rule.
He definitely said phones on silent as soon as he started. He definitely
Do not disturb.
They're clapping for me. They're clapping for me. I didn't even. They're clapping for me. Thank you. I'll accept. I'll take it.
Yeah.
God damn.
I guess the boss could do that, you heard?
Right.
I will say this: how I know Math don't cheat, because you keep your phone on loud. You crazy.
I don't know about that, man. Yeah. I don't know. Don't say.
No, it was more so. It was always the principle of what we agreed on as friends, because we were trying to figure out that landscape of what podcasting was. Like, this was fun to us at one time, but we're still gonna keep business correct. I don't understand why that wouldn't be
So
a
it's a
conversation.
transparency.
Yeah, of course. And I think at this point, again, it's been 5 years. I think all parties have expressed where they've been wrong
Right.
in what they were doing. Even in the chair that was in Harlem, not this one, but yeah, they've been wrong in what they did, and I can respect that people said they was wrong in that regard, but that doesn't mean that I'm about to sit here and say, yo, bet. Like,
Well, why not? You know, if you guys came back together
no, come on, man.
and kicked everybody out.
I have no beef with nobody on earth. But
Yo, hold on, let me go around the room real quick. I just want to know.
I don't even like that.
Yeah.
If Joe, Rory, and Mal got back together, would that not be the biggest shit in podcasting?
I mean, it probably would, but
it would.
it-
That
it-
probably would.
It would be
Yeah, but
the
it-
ultimate.
We were the blueprint of everything.
Yeah,
but
you
see,
guys were.
my only issue with that is it wouldn't be genuine.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, you know why.
I really don't. I'm asking. I don't know why.
See, you know why it's hard for me to spit, but I f Math, and Math know it's the only reason I would even talk about this shit. It's hard for me to address it because no matter what me and Rory say, it's gonna always be we salty, and we mad, and we upset, and it's people just don't understand. Like, no, I'm not salty, but life is great. Catch us on.
No, Mom. Most of the internet agrees with you on your points against Joe Budden. What they don't agree with is how you glaze the out of Drake. That's what they don't agree with. But my assumption is that you do that because you have problems with Joe Budden. And you glazing Drake and trying to put Drake on whatever pedestal that you try to put him on, it just kind of hurts Joe a little bit more. I know what you're trying to do. I know what's going on. Ma, you're my Libra brother. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know what you're trying to do. I see it. I see the pettiness in work. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. But still, you got to at least be able to check yourself at the door. Sometimes you just got to be able to be objective in the situation, but you can still be subjective a little bit. Like, you could be objective. You could be like, whatever. But you could still be a little subjective, be like, but still, in all honesty, you could tell the truth at least. I know Drake's your guy, but you could at least still look. You can at least tell him that, like, Drake, I have to tell the truth. I could glaze you. You my nigga, but I gotta tell the truth, Brody. Crody? You can let him know, but because unfortunately, you just look biased as hell.
Netflix, life is great, but it's just it wouldn't be genuine because I would have to have a conversation off camera first, like a real conversation though. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look me in my face. Only because, again, certain things that was said about me, it's like, bro, and anybody that knows me know that's not true. It's not my character. But you attack the only thing that you know I really care about because you was my man. You know I don't care about no money. I don't care. That means nothing. I know niggas that got 100 million and niggas that got $100. I treat them the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, we got to have a conversation about the things that you said. Like, why would you attack my character like that when I wasn't wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, we did so much to try to not let that happen because we know how many people subscribed to it and loved it. So we tried to keep it together. And again, it's 5 years later, we still talking about this, but because we fucking mad, so we give it the mad.
I got 5-year-old material I'm about to bring up.
Yeah, so it's like, but, you know, to just turn on the camera and say, hey, you know, next week and have a trailer and all of this, like they get back together and no, we can't do it like that because it's not a show.
Yeah.
It's not a game. It's not a joke for me.
I respect your reason.
Like my name is, you know, that's all I got, bro, and my character's all I got.
And
like I walk in rooms as Maul. You know, niggas that are important people in this world like respect me because of my character.
Right.
They don't give a fuck about anything else. They're like,
What a
yo,
nigga
he's solid.
say.
He ain't gonna come in here on no funny shit. He ain't
Right,
gonna show respect. He gonna show love.
Right.
You know, he gonna be himself. So when you attack that, don't take the only thing I got, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could take all the money in my pocket.
Right.
Leave my character.
We've never even had this conversation. Apologies for cutting you off. We've never even had this conversation. How I've even dealt with it, and not even on some therapy shit. You can't attack my character. I know my character. How
True.
you say how my character goes, though.
But you can still attack it, though. People can
You
still
can
attack it.
attack it, though.
It doesn't
I can
bother
refresh
me.
my
In a
comments
political
tomorrow,
way.
and it's gonna be a bunch of lies.
Yeah.
Like, but
can
that doesn't
paint something
define
to
my
the
thought. Like,
That's
you're
what
not
I'm
about
saying.
And then people start to like.
And I don't care about
But
that.
that doesn't
but-
define my. I know who the f I am at
Right.
35
It's
years old.
true.
So like, I don't even
It's
care
true.
what the f you think. I don't
But for
care what
somebody-
his fans
I'm a
think, what
choice.
other people's listeners think. Like,
Right.
dog,
But for
I
somebody-
know who the f I am.
But
Like,
right, but for somebody that knows you to do that, it lands
That's
a little
the thing.
different. It's
And
like
that's my issue.
it's like, bro, why would you do that, bro?
That's my
like,
issue
don't
with the
do
other
that,
guys.
man. Not that. Anything else? Have fun.
I asked because I like what I saw. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
what y'all did together. Like we spoke about Griselda, right?
Yeah.
I just love Griselda together.
It's authentic,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's authentic. I think what y'all had was authentic. That's all I'm saying. I asked for that reason. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
I get it.
real friends, bro.
Like I would love to see that.
You weren't
know.
acting like
No,
my
and I
partner.
think that was the success in it, was that it was authentic.
Right.
People understood that and they felt
And I
that.
used to say that in the room. I used to say to the whole cast. I was like, we're not selling a podcast. We're selling friendship.
See, I don't even like that.
no, but that became the whole. That became the podcast description with every podcast
Yeah.
now. It's real friends talking about real shit. Like, shut up. Like, it's the most corny shit I've ever seen. Oh, hot takes from real friends. Like, you're never safe when they're around. Like,
It never seemed.
Starting to sound like superhero.
shit's dumb. So, but with our shit, that
Right.
really was what we thought at that time. That's
Right.
why I think we started that blueprint. But to Maul's point there, like, that's a conversation. I don't even know if a conversation could heal what that would be, because I saw when we did our episode after the take a month off shit, man, the three of us met in his kitchen and was like, yo, we back. Let's do it. That shit lasted one day.
Yeah.
Because there's some authenticity into the same shit. When bitches be like, yo, the same shit that get you shit on is what you bring to the table. That's what happened with that entire thing. The authenticity was left at that point.
Right.
So when we went in that kitchen, it was over at that point. We tried to do it again.
It wasn't natural. Yeah.
And I
You
can't.
could
I
see it
can't
on
do
our
that.
faces in that whole episode. Like, we was not cool with the entire
But to be clear,
But at least you didn't get stalked. I feel like
show at my
a
house,
gang
bro.
of podcast stalkers. And these niggas just don't stop talking about me. You know what I mean? Like, don't.
well, they're
make
gonna say
shit
the
up.
same thing about me and Rory after this, though. They're gonna say we still talking about it.
No, it's not the same. I've seen
I know,
these
we
niggas
know
that-
it's not, but-
I've seen headlines go up.
people have showed my
Hold on,
house
hold on.
recently.
I've seen headlines go
What are
up.
you talking about?
I cut him out of a $2.7 million deal. That was a lie. The shop got shot up. That was a lie.
Who said that,
Oh, he
though?
fucked Remy Ma. that was a lie. It's like
I
this
never
shit
saw that.
don't stop. They'll interview people who left the show, people who used to be on the show. I fuck, like, just to have
Oh,
them
okay.
out.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
stalkers, bro.
that's
like,
nasty.
You have to worry about when they stop talking about you.
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't worry about that. I really wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, like leave me alone sometime. Like
Leave me
just stop
alone.
talking
You know
about
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
just stop, man.
No, I understand that.
Can
But
I
that was
ask
all
you-
to circle back up with what you said. Like once you painted, because I didn't know anything about that. Because when you said what you said, like, oh y'all did a blueprint of whatever, and I was kind of like, damn, why would Mav say that? But now that you
Right.
explained it, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, so it was a shot.
No, I understand it
It was
now.
a shot.
Now I get it. Like, oh, okay.
I just feel
understand.
like they thought that would be an avenue. Let's promote this split. Let's promote this
Yeah.
this.
At the end of the day, that didn't even work, Math, because I don't even know what you're talking about. No one cared. No one gave two fucks about whatever SO and them was doing over there at Backfield and the mess they were trying to create. No one cared. I can promise you that. Trust me, I have to look into things that people care about. And that one, no one gave two fucks. Either way. Like I said, regardless of it, Rory and Maul's problem has to do with accounting and accountability. Joe Budden didn't want to take accountability for the bullshit accounting. And he knows what happened to that money. He knows where it went. He knows what it did. He knows what it went towards. But he doesn't want to take accountability for that money. Accounting, accountability. There we go. That's all. Shout out to Joe Zembic for being the greedy ass motherfucker that he is. All right, 40 minutes. I'm done. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you made it this far. As always, I am Savvy Mike in this. As I am Savvy. Look, if you made it this far, tell me. Be like, I made it that far. Just say that. Just say far in the comments. Just be like, far. I'll be like, damn, they made it that far. But if you didn't, then well, here we are. Either way, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I am Savvy Mike in this. So I am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.